Hi guys. This is a response to the John McCain speech, and I do want to say that last night was, the end of the convention, and they did gain a little momentum, which was good for them because they were down in the dumps for a while, the Republicans. Basically, I have to say the only thing I really feel that was touching about John McCain's speech was the fact that he went through his experience as a POW. That's really hard, and I really do commend him for that. That was very touching and very nice. The fact of the matter is, though, I really didn't hear anything different about what he was going to do. He spoke a little bit about giving out vouchers to families for different schools, which is a really old Republican idea. He spoke a little bit about new and clean energy, but he didn't really say what he was going to do or how he was going to do it. And I left listening to the speech just feeling really confused, actually, for the pure fact that, we go through these last 3 days, or actually 2 days, really, of insults and just negative energy and just full of this just horrible controversies and backslamming and smears, and then he comes out as the savior and says, hey, everybody come together and join, not to mention all there's protesters protesting his ideas outside and actually even inside the convention, which kind of was crappy. He got interrupted, but I just I see so many inconsistencies with his message and his flip-flopping back and forth that I don't know, in my own life, when I'm making a personal judgment and I trying to find out if somebody's worth trusting or something's worth doing, I really take a look at the person or the situation and try to see inconsistencies within it. And when I see that, I usually don't feel comfortable about going down that direction. And that's basically what John McCain has left me with. He's now embracing change, which is actually Barack Obama's idea, and taking it on as his own, and then actually saying that Barack Obama is not for that, which I found really funny. I just heard a lot of the same things that Barack Obama has been saying in his speech, that he almost said verbatim, and then turns around and tries to say that Barack Obama is not doing those things. I don't know if that was trying to be a sly move to pull over on people, but I caught it, and I just, it's another one of his inconsistencies. I mean, first his campaign was about experience, then he goes and picks this VP pick who, everybody says she's got executive experience, but let's face it, when it comes down to it, she's got little executive experience with no vision. And she's a gimmick. And, just his judgment and the way he's, proceeded through things, I do not trust. I wouldn't trust myself being, in a business with this person at all. When I look at Barack Obama, I see stability within his speeches, within his ideas, within his vision, within, the things that he's said all along. He hasn't wavered. He's still doing exactly what he said he's going to do. He's still sending the same message and still giving detailed plans and ideas of what and how he wants to do it. That is a person I would go into business with. I would feel much safer doing that than, going into business with John McCain. So that's how I think of it. And like I said, I left the speech feeling really uninspired and just kind of confused about exactly where he stands, because it's been contradicted so many times. And the fact that he's against earmarks and all these things when Sarah Palin has 129 million earmarks. She's going through an investigation right now, which is questionable whether or not the other guy on the other end of that investigation is a little loopy. But nevertheless, I've read up some other stories, not on the liberal West Wing, blogs, just on a main media blog, that, she's got a little skeletons in her closet. So for me, it's not setting well in my stomach at all for the Republicans. you know, I do tend to go more left, so I guess, you know, I have a slight bias. But I was really trying to just take an honest look at what what the Republicans were saying, you know, since I guess we're all kind of feeling bad for Sarah Palin's, you know, media frenzy, which suck it up, really. And so that's my opinion. I just feeling confused and uninspired because they flip flop. When it comes down to it, I would never go into business with John McCain. I would definitely go into business with Barack Obama. So that's all. Thanks, guys. Take care.